Very hot tea. This is actually one of the bigger scandals in Korea right now. So we want to talk about it in the after show.
And NCT Hollywood and NCT Bollywood and SM
and ghostwriting and
ghostwriters.
We talked a lot about
Oh,
SM.
maybe I can spill some tea from like the lyricist I know that writes for big hit songs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I'll ask my songwriter friend too. So there we go. Welcome to his favorite K-pop show, the K-News Study Kid.
David,
Lots and lots of.
hot as tea.
First off, Produce 101 is coming to Latin America.
Whoa, we get to see some Latinos on 101 stages.
Yes.
And next up, we have the K-pop Ghostwriter, not Ghost Rider. Ghostwriter
boy.
that is making a lot of buzz right now.
Oh boy. And last but not least, NCT Hollywood is going to debut soon.
NCT Hollywood.
Yes.
What the hell is that?
It's another NCT group. Will Mark be part of this group? Let's find out.
Okay.
And on to the first news. Latin America is getting their own version of Produce 101. Oh boy.
What? How do you say pick me up in Latin?
Put them
Spanish.
in the comments below. CJ ENM is taking their audition program talents to Latin America as they announced on May 6th that they are partnering up with HBO Max and Demo Shine Boomdog to create a K-pop audition program for the Latin American market.
Ooh.
So HBO Max, that's their streaming service.
Okay.
And Demo Shine Boomdog is a global production house. CJ ENM stated that they will take their know-how from creating audition programs with a bit of a local touch on this venture.
Local touch.
So the contestants will be local Latin Americans.
Oh, love it.
But they will train through the same rigorous training of the K-pop trainee system.
Oh, I would love to see that.
Yes. Ultimately, the contestants will be debuting as a group that has the K-pop DNA, as CJ claims. The program will feature K-pop artists as well as Latin American stars as its cast of judges.
J Balvin. Anita.
What's that rabbit guy?
Oh,
What was...
Bunny Rabbit.
Bad Bunny.
Oh yeah. Bad Bunny.
While it's set in South America, CJ ENM did state that this will be a global group, and having this be coached by under the K-pop system will be making things different.
Why do I have a feeling that everybody's gonna start fighting and having mental breakdown? Maybe I'm just like too adjusted to telenovas, but usually they're very dramatic. Why am I imagining a telenova plus Produce 101 plus Island?
Actually, that would be good TV.
Like,
will global K-pop audition programs be the new fad?
I mean, Western media is failing. Just kidding. They are dependent on K-pop now. The new trend is Asian. And, just look at the Oscars, Grammys, the TV shows on America, late night shows. Can't live without K-pop.
They're remaking Parasite in America.
Yeah, Snowpiercer, everything. And,
I think you're overestimating the influence
I'm just kidding, but
Snowpiercer.
I'm just doing that for our channel, It's better for our channel. I genuinely do think K-pop is becoming something of a presence in the global market, and it's just a new evidence that this is happening in Latin America. I'm super excited for it. This is pretty groundbreaking because yesterday night, actually, I wasn't sleeping and reading some articles about K-pop history and stuff and the discrimination of fans. I was seeing some quotes from a Latin fan, and it's very different from what I'm hearing right now, because that article was like 5 years ago, and that K-pop fan was struggling so much to see K-pop on TV. They were like calling the network so many times to get like a shiny song, approved on this TV channel, and now they're having a whole ass K-pop DNA audition. Yes.
I really hope that they don't manipulate the votes on this.
Oh yeah.
Just saying, there's a track record.
Yeah. The dude is behind the bar, so it's okay now.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah. Anyway, there you go. Congratulations, Latin American people. Let's see what comes out of this. And on to the next news.
K-pop Ghostwriter, not the Ghost Rider. Just when you thought SM was doing the right job, because yesterday I actually heard some news about SM officially collaborating with that artist. Do you remember that was allegedly?
Yes.
SM was allegedly plagiarizing last time for aespa's concept teaser. Yes. And they just announced that we actually hired him. And
he seemed to be now a aespa fan. He said last last time. This is the reason why I only stand Blackpink.
He
Now
turned
he's an aespa
180.
Well,
yeah, and now he's like Stan Queen aespa.
I respect him.
Yeah,
he gotta make that dough.
And then there's this news that broke. Allegedly and reportedly, the former head of SM's A&R department registered his wife as a lyricist for more than 15 songs. The wife actually wrote some lyrics, allegedly, and the head chose some to be listed for songs for artists such as EXO, BoA, Baekhyun, and EXO-CBX. Apparently, there are suspicions that the couple worked with a famous lyricist on their songs using their friendly status and connection. So basically like, oh, I know a famous lyricist, you know, like maybe shove my name in, we can split some shares, I'll give you an EXO song. This news was covered on the famous investigative journalism program called 그것이 알고 싶다. It's very popular in Korea, and the episode name was The Ghosts of K-Pop. The lyricist was addressed as the ghostwriter on this show, while the nameless lyricist of K-pop have always been a floating rumor within the industry for a long time. Recently, DJ DOC member Lee Han-il came out exposing that actually the lyrics of many of their songs after their fourth album were written by his older brother, Lee Hyun-bae, not the other members of DJ DOC. So DJ DOC has some beef, and that became like the trigger, the catalyst, and this whole thing blew up.
Right.
So in this program, there were more than 50 people who came out exposing the lyric academies that got requests from K-pop labels, and gave the work of the academy students to the K-pop labels after modifying them a little bit and not even giving credit to the students sometimes. So this whole allegation was revealed to be true, as one lyric academy actually came out confessing that the allegations were partially true. This academy's principal had a career of writing lyrics for more than 400 songs, and he said that he took the drafts of students without consent and listed his name together.
Asshole.
Yeah, on the credits, and received copyright fees at a certain ratio that he didn't even discuss with the students. A lot of the students and the industry said like that is like a, you know, shady norm in like
actually
lyricist academies.
I know these academies because I wanted to go to one of these. Like we have these lyricist academies.
Yeah.
They always promote by saying like, oh, we'll get you in some actual released songs. We'll let you write some released songs, and I guess that's how they do it.
Yeah, from taking your drafts.
Thank God I didn't go to those.
Well,
academies.
anyways, but then the academy principal started pointing out some suspicious points about his co-lyricist on the credits for several works he did. There was this one person who he doesn't know or has never met, and that was rumored to be a student of his. So he has no idea who this person is, but that person's name is going side by side with him in a lot of songs. This person's name was in the credits for top idols in K-pop for more than 10 songs, and thus the industry started sniffing on some people who might just be adding their name and free writing the copyright fees. Then after some time, the academy principal just suddenly changed his stance and said that the matter was dealt with, it was fixed, and there was a miscommunication between him and his students. Also, he defended the mystery lyricist as someone he knew for a long time. And surprise, surprise, that person happened to be, allegedly, reportedly, the wife of the SM A&R department head. Allegedly, according to 그것이 알고 싶다. Also, the program revealed that they interviewed more than 50 people related to the scene, and they all simultaneously said that they could never step foot on the industry again if their identity were to be revealed. This person and this person's connection has a lot of power in the K-pop industry. I mean, if you're the head of the SM A&R department, well, you have a lot of
you get to choose the songs.
Yeah, and the artists, and you get to manage a lot of stuff going on in SM. So I guess there's a lot of power, and there's a lot of people afraid to step up and expose this. But anyways, this is a very rotten norm.
I mean, this isn't a ghost writer. They're just being...
it's a ghost free writer.
Ghost free writer. So he's not writing anything.
Yeah.
It's kind of surprising how no one really said anything about this. You can search who has the lyrics credits. It's accessible information.
I mean, this is maybe a controversial opinion. Like, not even an opinion, but I've always wondered what the standards of becoming a lyricist on the credits are, because like from some interviews I've heard that even if you write just a single line or you just change or modify like single words, you become like in the credits. So I guess that's what's happening here.
Right.
For the wife.
Well then she is writing. Technically.
I think there should be like a stricter standard. You just can't change a single word. And
here's the thing though, like what if that word is like
dynamite or
yeah,
butter?
yeah, exactly.
I know. So,
exactly. What if that one word is like the title of the song? We can't really judge, art based on like how many words.
Yeah, but it would be an asshole move if a song's name was suddenly Hey, and you change it into
Yo.
Yeah.
And then now you get the credits.
Yeah.
But that's how it works. Regardless of her, like the practice of including your own name even though you didn't participate because you're having power over the students and you're trying to like get them into the industry, I guess. That's a very shady practice. But at the same time, I understand kind of why it happens. It's because like, if you're a lyricist that has zero name, like zero reputation, no one's gonna give a shit about your shitty ass lyrics.
You're kind of leveraging the Academy principal's reputation and connections.
So for him to be included as a lyricist, at least I'll take another look. Say for example, you make a movie. Option A, you're promoting this by yourself, or option B, suddenly Bong Joon-ho comes and says, "Hey, I'll be just putting my name as a co-director."
Yeah, Brad Pitt comes and
exactly, and he'll say like, "Oh, like I want to be in the credits with you."
Yeah, that was where I was going.
People are gonna give a shit about your movie suddenly.
This is pretty much a norm in every kind of field, even the academy field, like for professors and stuff. Professors revise your thesis papers and then they just squeeze their names in and they get points for
what? Really?
Yeah, that happens a lot.
Wow.
So they're just like, I revise your article, it's good, and then could you put my name in? And that's a norm for students,
Wow.
The pupils are just like, oh, of course, like there is a position of authority. And then
I'm not saying this is justifiable, but like in a real world situation, I understand why this happens. If he gave that money that he earned from this, like if he gave a large chunk of that money to the student and he only used his name to market this thing, then I could see him being considered less evil. But since he's getting money, that's still maybe...
Yeah, there was no consent, there was no discussion with the student.
For him, like he's working in the benefit of the students to some extent, right? If you're a student of a lyric writing academy, you can always step out. Like once you make your debut, you don't have to be fucking going to the academy all the time with that guy.
It would be good if you have like a connection.
So this is how you get the connection. You get your master's
how you
name.
Hustle. Hollywood, LA.
It's just backdoor deal shit. I know it's shitty.
This is how the world works,
but
I guess.
It's just...
Yeah.
The world is shitty, guys.
Generally speaking, principle-wise, it's shitty.
The world is shitty. Okay. What did you expect? Next news. SM is debuting NCT Hollywood.
Speaking of Hollywood.
Oh yay. CJ ENM isn't the only one getting on the global K-pop audition trend, as SM Entertainment is partnering up with MGM Worldwide Television Group to create a K-pop audition program in the United States. The news came out on the May 6th, which is the same day as the Latin American K-pop audition announcement from CJ. So there's some rivalry going on there.
Competition. Someone felt FOMO. Someone's like, I prepared this first, but I need to put this out.
I was gonna announce this first, bitch. As the two companies announced their plans to debut another unit of NCT Hollywood. This is their name, NCT Hollywood, and they're gonna debut through this program.
Sorry for laughing.
The program will be produced by Mark Burnett.
Oh, I thought
it was gonna be Mark from NCT, but Mark Burnett, he's a famous producer who produced shows like The Apprentice and Survivor. He's won like 143 Emmy. So he's a good verified guy. The requirements to enter are American males who are in the age of 13 to 25.
Oh, 25. That's pretty lenient. Yeah.
And the contestants will be flown to Seoul and will be training at the SM campus, where they will be judged on their dance, vocals, and style by current NCT members as well as the man, Isuman himself. The start date of the show has not been revealed yet. It seems that the responses from the Korean fans haven't been, too pretty.
Yeah.
There's never positivity here. But anyway, here are some comments.
Don't put the NCT name on this. SM doesn't think about the fans at all. This will add another barrier of entry for NCT and alienate them from the general public.
I agree.
Which I also agree with.
Like, we're already overwhelmed.
I also found this very funny comment, reenacting a grandma.
When I was young, NCT consisted of only 10 different nationalities.
And then like the kid goes,
Grandma, that was decades ago. Now it's 57 nationalities. They added a Lebanese guy as their 578th member.
Meanwhile, this news follows the recent announcement of HYBE, which is also partnering up with Universal Music Group to make a group in America through an audition program that will be aired in the US. There seems to be a lot of competition between HYBE and SM.
Everyone's trying
America.
to, penetrate that global market.
Yes.
Yeah.
Number one, will Mark be part of NCT Hollywood?
No. Why do
Maybe. I mean, he's American, right?
Mark has been part of like pretty much of all the
NCT groups.
even Super M. No,
This guy is like everywhere.
he's like
I hope they're paying him
five
good.
jobber.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Second, is NCT getting too big?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, we're just two old dudes, so our opinions might be irrelevant. But for me, even if I'm in the K-pop, YouTube field, it's pretty hard to follow the NCT U, NCT 127, Wavy, and NCT what else? Dream and NCT like World or Universe or whatever audition stuff, and now
Then
NCT
Hollywood.
Hollywood. There's going to be NCT Bollywood. There's going to be NCT Europe, NCT
Lebanon.
Latin America, NCT Madagascar. Anything. Yeah.
Actually, they did say that they're going to Africa soon. In an ideal world, all these groups can be successful, but I think in a realistic world, some of these groups will fail.
I guess.
And then you'll have like a disparity between, I guess, the budget of each group. So some like NCT group in, I don't know, Lebanon might get the short end of the stick and will have really shitty videos. And then like NCT like 127 is like having like $1 million production videos. So like I think that'll happen someday once this thing gets too big. I don't know when that will be.
But my question is, like, for this audition, does the nationality matter? Like, for the contestants?
They said American males. Necessarily doesn't matter, but they said American.
Because I mean, everyone always says these global auditions, and like they do global audition tours and
then
stuff.
they pick the Asian
only
people.
Korean people. So I don't want to see that happening.
Oh no, but this is on American TV, so they will make sure that there's a lot of
Right, so
mixed
we might be
ethnicity.
expecting something similar to EXP Edition, maybe, or Kachi. Why?
Wow,
That's
did
what-
you just compare?
No, they
Wow.
are the frontiers. They are the actual technical frontiers
So
of.
NCT got inspired by EXP Edition and Gachi.
Yeah,
Oh, actually, you know what? I think you're right.
yeah.
I mean, Gachi are pioneers.
I mean, if we're gonna see, it's gonna be a multinational group,
Right,
and EXP Edition started that. So
yeah.
what?
What do you think about these efforts of making K-pop auditions in the US?
I don't
Do you
know.
think they will succeed?
I think.
HYBE and SM is doing this.
Well, I think HYBE might have a very high success rate because they have already a very solid fan base in the American market. With
I think they're
BTS.
too big to fail at this point.
Yeah. BTS, TXT, NHYPEN.
Yeah.
All of them have extremely big fan bases in the US. So whatever they put out, I think those fan bases, there's going to be a trickle-down effect. But for SM, so far, sorry to say this, but Superham has been a little bit mild. I didn't even know they released their recent comeback song.
Wait, they have a comeback?
Yeah, they had one. I think SM is good with their experimental spirit and like their revolutionary mindset for K-pop and stuff, like aespa and all, AI, and going to Hollywood. At the same time, I think like SM thinks like, oh, even if it fails, it's okay. Like it's just an experiment, or it's just like a new step, and I'm frontiering in K-pop. So I think this has to do something with SM Isuman himself's ego or like his
I think
reputation.
He's like,
He doesn't really care about like
HYBE.
the success of the group or
Right,
whatever. He's just
right.
like, he just wants to be that first name that entered that market in the history books of K-pop.
Because SM has always been like the leader of the industry.
Yeah.
They've been leading. They set the foundations of
Yeah.
K-pop. So like for him to like kind of lose his position as like maybe the Godfather role.
Yeah.
To
He's like,
Pancheo,
he's
it's-
trying to contain his relevancy.
Yes.
But-
I'll be honest though. Of all the shitty things that he might have done, I kind of respect his will to try new things at age 70. He's like 70 years old, guys.
He doesn't even look 70.
He's a fucking dinosaur.
Yeah, and he's like going into AI avatars and multiverses.
And he's going to America.
Yeah.
I mean, he looks around the same age.
70-year-old people can't go to America. What the fuck do you mean? Like,
it's like Minari. Think about it.
Think
like,
he goes to America to get
Minari.
vaccinated?
Okay, look at Minari. You know, like Yoon Yeojung goes to America and like she's like, you know, drinking.
But it's going to be very interesting to see 2023 Billboard Music Awards with these groups and like the Hype group, the SM group, and the Latin group.
It'll basically be Mama in America.
Oh yeah.
And also let me make a prediction. Okay, this will be the start of the K-pop trainee system. Like that like really fucking like hard system, rigorous training being implemented in America.
We'll have like 7 Justin Biebers in one group, you know, dancing.
I mean, think about it. If one Justin Bieber can do this much, think about how much 7 Justin Biebers can do. You know, seriously. So I think this will be a new trend. I know we've said last time that like this won't work in America culturally, but I think just seeing from this like news right here.
Wow. Justin Bieber, Nick Jonas, and who else?
Harry Styles in one group. That's like the Avengers.
Whoa.
I care zero about all 3 of those artists, but there you go. More news on patreon.com/DKDKTV. There's actually a really hot tea right now that I want to talk about on the after show.
Okay.
It's about these group of teachers that are spreading very radical feminist ideologies that are grouping up in online communities, in secret online communities.
What?
To spread radical
Illuminati?
feminist, yeah, kind
Freemason?
of. I'm serious.
Okay.
That are spreading radical feminist ideologies to their students. They're talking about it in these online communities, really small groups, teachers, and then they're ostracizing kids that don't accept the ideology.
That's not a teacher.
They're saying like, oh, we should bully the kids. This is how you bully the kids. And then they're also saying, oh, go after the poor kids.
What?
Because they're more susceptible to these kind of ideologies.
Oh, shit.
I'm serious.
I mean, we've always had those like shitty teachers that always give you like leftist ideologies, but
or rightist.
Yeah.
Either way.
Yeah, mine was leftist.
And mine was leftist
maybe
too.
That kind of, yeah. Okay.
Anyway, very hot tea. This is actually one of the bigger scandals in Korea right now. So we want to talk about it in the after show.
And NCT Hollywood and NCT Bollywood and SM
and ghostwriting and
ghostwriters.
We talked a lot about
SM.
SM.
Maybe I can spill some tea from like the lyricist I know that writes for big hit songs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
And I'll ask my songwriter friend too. So there you go. Patreon.com/DKDKTV. We'll see you guys next time.
Bye.